Hello everybody, back here again for vlog a day, and today is Saturday the 14th, and today was a lovely, beautiful day to be alive. Got up this morning earlier than I wanted to. Wasn't the worst early morning wake up, but got up, got the dogs out, got the one back in, got the one out, so they can't be together, all that fun stuff. So went ahead, did jump in the hot tub for a little bit. It was trying to rain and drizzle, and it was kind of just that weird crappy morning, so I went and grabbed my Ziploc bag and put my phone in and got in the hot tub. It wasn't there real long, but went ahead and got a few things that were done around the house, got back in, got the dogs all fed, medicated, all that fun taken care of that needs to be done. So got that wrapped up, and then from there wife was up and around and asked her if she still wanted to go to, they do a yearly craft show thing, right? It's called like Christmas Under the Palms or something, some silly little name. But there's a church that does it. They do Christmas tree sales and pumpkins and they do all kinds of stuff. But every year they do this big ass craft show that have plants and food and junk yard sale stuff too. But mostly it's a craft show for the most part. So we try and go over to it once in a while. Since my mom moved, I figured usually my mom and my wife would go together and I'd stay home with the dogs. But we only have the two dogs and they do fine by themselves for a little while. So I said to hell with it. And we went over there to it, and it stopped raining, thank goodness. And the wind was picking up every once in a while, so you see people's tents kind of flopping around, and saw a bunch of the same stuff we always see. And part of me is like, how are they still selling this shit? Like, I don't make sense. But some of the new stuff, she ran into an old friend of hers that she'd kind of lost contact with when she changed jobs, and they chatted for quite some time. And the lady took up a new hobby of pottery, so they talked about kind of life and just that general catching up stuff. And one thing she'd mentioned, she'd taken a pottery class somewhere here locally and then fell in love with it and then got addicted to it and had to go buy her own wheel and her own kiln and all that kind of stuff. So I asked my wife, I'm like, hey, make sure you find out who that was that did that class, because maybe you mentioned wanting to throw pottery, so you need to go take that class also if they're a good instructor. So, and then I said, then you can just go use her kiln and all that kind of stuff. We don't need to spend that kind of money to have that there. So get back in with your friend and then just rent her kiln, which would be way easier than trying to buy your own and wire it in and power it and all that kind of stuff. It can be a pain in the butt because they take a lot of power and they're like massive and they're 220 and it takes a good service to pull it off. So, and they can run for like a day at a time depending on what you got in there and how long it's got to drive. So it can be a lot of work. But yeah, so we chatted around that stuff. We ended up picking up a little bit of baked goods. They have some people making candy and baked goods and all kinds of fudges and pies and stuff, and tried something that was new to me. It was like a pecan bar or something, and it's just brown sugar and basically honey and some pecan. Like it's straight sugar. Like it melts in your mouth almost like cotton candy. It's so crazy. But yeah, it was super rich and it's powerful. But one round, saw a few things. One of the things, there was a lady there who basically will take your photos and then I guess Photoshop them, cut backgrounds out, put your face in your dog and stuff. And like the one lady had, she liked the photo, but didn't like the dog's face. She liked the dog's face in one, so she took all the time to do it. And then she sends it off to a company, has it printed out and stretched on canvas, which is fine. I don't know how much she charges. It's not the cheapest thing in the world, and you're paying for her expertise of doing your Photoshop. But if you can do your own Photoshop or have a picture you're happy with, you can have it done probably for like a third of what she was charging. If my thought was correct on what I think it was. So. But yeah, so I figure it's worth looking into and going from there. So like I said, she kind of asked me, I said, do you have your own printer and stuff? She's all, I got no. I'm like, well, at that point, then I'm paying you to middleman me a company that I can just get on, and it didn't seem to make sense to me. So not sure why I'm paying you 3 times as much money to do 20 minutes of Photoshop work. I just didn't seem to make sense. But anyway, so real nice lady, had a lot of photography and stuff, and I think she prints out a lot of her own photos on those canvases and sells them, and that's a whole different art. That's a whole different market. But for me to hand you my pictures and then have you print them out, I can just give them to the company myself. But it is what it is. So we had a good time. On the way out, there's a guy that sells plants and stuff. I think he does plants most of the year, and he comes here to this one, and every plant he has is $15. And he has some that are $30 normally, some that are 40, and everything's $15. And I asked him again to make sure, I'm like, are they still $15 for anything, or just like everything the sign's touching? He laughed. He goes, nope, everything here is $15, don't matter what's marked. He goes, I don't care if it was 5 before, it's 15 now. We laughed. I'm like, yeah, I think it's a good plan, because you should have bought that $5 plant yesterday. And he laughed, and Nice guy. I buy plants from him every time I'm there. Had a good time, bought a few plants, and we chatted a little bit, him and his wife, and they live over by Tampa, I believe is where they said they live. So we got back to the house, got the plants inside. We also bought a little angel. There's a group of women who get together and make these little clay angels. They make hundreds and hundreds of them every year, and they sell them for like 20 bucks a piece, and then they rebuy their clay and stuff, so they're not spending any money out of their own pocket. They resupply their art supply, and then the rest of that money that they make off of selling them 20 bucks a piece, they donate to the local art teachers, so they can buy extra supplies and do a better job for art students. And I was like, cool. We're looking around, couldn't really find what we really wanted, so wife could make her mind up. And I looked at her, I said, well, I'm giving them $20 right now, so pick out an angel or don't. Either way, I'm giving her 20 bucks to go towards the, to give back to the art teachers. And my wife laughed and the lady laughed. So we ended up picking up one. It's a really cute little angel with snowballs, like a little tray of snowballs, like it's delivering to have a snowball fight for a winter thing. So went ahead and grabbed one of those, and then we got our card. You can have custom ones made, so I might see when it's off season about getting a whole bunch of them made if they do like dog themed ones or something that I could do to give out to clients if I can get maybe a little bit of discount on some smaller ones or a little bit less. I don't want to give out to my clients at 20 bucks a piece. It seems like a hell of a gift that's gonna have like a dog bone on a tray. Like it doesn't have the, now if they're doing like individual dogs and they're putting their face on it, their name on it, then 20 bucks each is nothing. I'll do that for a lot of my clients, but that way I'm not sure. For a general, I don't need to buy 150 of them at 20 bucks a piece. That'll kind of cut into my profits for the year. So yeah, I got done with that. Hang out at the house. Wife I asked her if she wanted to go yard sailing. She didn't, so we just hung out there, playing with the dogs, rotating the dogs in and out throughout the time. Getting midday, decided I'm gonna go ahead and get my run in. Went and get my run done, got back, got a shower, and then we were heading over to a comedy show. And as I got back to the house and getting the dogs in and stuff, put the food down for the one in the office, and I stood back up and went out the door. I'd been on my run. I ended up running a little longer than I thought I was going to, so I was kind of winded and a little bit overexerted, but not too bad. And I'd been having some stomach issues, so I'd lost a lot of fluids in the last couple of days and a lot of calories that I wasn't replenishing properly. And went to look at the thermometer, the thermostat on the wall, see how hot it was in there, because I went back to being, I was like super flushed. Like I went from like cooling down from my run to now I'm like just crazy sweating again, and it's bad. And I was like, well, this ain't good. And I was like, okay. The next thing I know, my eyesight goes away, which happens to me from time to time. You tell a lot more as a kid. Hasn't happened for a long time. But how are you guys doing? Better than I deserve. So I went ahead and was able to get myself over to the couch, got set down. Wife was drying her hair after getting a shower, so I hollered at her. In between hair dryers, she finally heard me and came back out, and I'm like, hey, not for nothing, but I can see again now, but I don't feel like I'm ready to walk over. Can you grab me like something out of the fridge? My bottle of water for one thing, so I can hydrate a little more, which one of the things I'm always hydrated. Even I'm hydrated more than most people on my worst day. So wasn't anything by calorie, was my intake problem. So, and she's like, what? And I'm like in my head going, I don't know what I have in there. And I had a pickled egg that I could have ate, but by the time she got it out and got a fork out and stuff, it's too much time. So I'm like, just bring me the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. I just want quick sugars in my system. So she brought me a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. I ate it. She went and got the little oxygen sensor, checked my finger and stuff. My heart rate was crazy high and all that good fun stuff. So sat there for a little while, got my composure, which cost me sometimes. We're running a little bit late now to go out to the show tonight, but it's all good. So went ahead and ate my peanut butter cup and chilled out there for a little bit. Got up, went to my shower. She finished getting ready because we were heading out to a comedy show tonight. Seeing a friend of ours, Ross Pageant, is performing over Sanford tonight. So we planned on making that trip. We reached out to a bunch of people, see if anybody else wanted to go. By the time I realized I had only a couple dogs I could go away with and I could go see and leave them here. So I was like, oh, it works. Everybody else already had plans or was working or couldn't get around. And then the one couple never did hear back. It's like, I'm going to talk to my wife and I'll get back to you. Never heard from him, which is usually how it works with him. I'll ask him for something, talk to my wife, and I never hear from him. So I don't know if you're going to ask the wife or the wife hates us. Who the hell knows? So it is what it is. So I was getting that time frame. I was in the shower and I'm like, hey, we're going to be cutting it kind of close. Do you want to go ahead and just try and eat something right here? Or do you just grab something to eat on the way and then, eat on the car and drive over? There's about an hour drive over to the theater. And she's like, yeah, let's go ahead and just eat on the way. I'm like, cool, let's do that. So we also had got an email from the theater saying they have a parade going on and parking was going to be horrendous. So we definitely want to get there early. But to get to everything early. But I want to be there extra early. Never been here before. All that good fun stuff. So got done, got dressed, after the shower, headed out, got my soda and stuff to go, my cooler with my soda for the drive home, all that good fun stuff. We head out. She wants to take her car, which is great. I have no problem with that at all. Yeah, a little bit of a problem, I guess. We get there, there's no charger in my phone, which I'm like, I gave you one. She goes, yeah, I took it out because of such and such. And I'm like, God damn it. Like, they're cheap. Like, what are you doing? Leave them in there. What are you doing? So that didn't have a charger. My phone's down like 25% now. I'm like, oh, God damn it. Which is not like me there at all. That's really bad of me. But I was doing my stuff today that didn't get it charged up. So, oh well. So we get ahead of their stuff. We stop at Zaxby's. I grabbed some loaded fries with like basically chicken fingers and cheese all over the fries. And she got a little meal deal thing, whatever, with Texas toast and chicken strips, and I'm not sure what hers was, but and a soda. So we're heading back, and I laughed. I'm like, we really have some first world problems here going on. Is the fact that my loaded fries cooled off too damn fast while I'm driving to a comedy show to see a friend of ours perform in a beautiful old theater in our convertible, the top down, caused my loaded fries to cool off too quick in our convertible in the middle of December. Like, not a lot of people in the world have that ability to say it was your fries cooled off too much because the convertible on the drive in the middle of December was making your food cool off too fast. So definitely first world problems in that whole thing. So we had a good chuckle on it. So we get there, we come rolling up in and hit the road blockages finally for the parade. I'm like, I don't know where we're going exactly, but let's figure it out. So we headed over there, kind of went around, found the spot that we kind of recognized, one of the bars over there we've been to before that we stopped in. So I knew we could find our way back if we had to find it. So as we were driving looking for a parking lot, nothing opens up. Saw a car pulling out of a spot going opposite direction of the street. Kind of a semi-parallel parking, or angled parking. So hooked the U-turn real quick, head back in, got my spot, put the top up, everything was good to go, headed over, walked over, watched the parade for, I don't know, quite a while. Then I'm like, it's getting close enough now, let's go ahead and make sure we walk down to where we see the theater. We'll stand in front of the theater and stuff to make sure we're at the right spot. Because the spot we were standing at, it was a great spot. It's up on the curb, she could see real well. So everybody was sitting down in front of her, as she's so short, gave her a good view of the parade. But now I'd rather be in front of the theater to make sure we're in the right spot. So head over, find the theater, hang out there a little bit, end up seeing Mr. Colbert. Jimmy comes up, radio show guy out of Orlando. Known him for years now since I moved down here. Actually, I probably met him, I think he was one of the first radio guys I met when I moved down here, and he was a real asshole to me the first time I met him, and then I met him the next time, and he was way more chill, and we chat online and stuff, you know. So he's like seen us out like before, like we were like at Home Depot, I think, whatever, in Orlando, and he saw us and yelled at us from across the parking lot to go and chat. So always makes you feel good when somebody's still, they're not avoiding you, I guess is the process. So chatted with him a little bit, talked about how things are going, kind of catching up on a few things. I'd asked him some questions about letting shop, and he asked how it's going. I said, still waiting for the city permit, like no idea what's happening here. So kind of BS a little bit about whatnot. And then Ross came out, the comedian, came out and chatted with us and stuff also, and we talked to him for a little bit. That was kind of cool to see. Got to chat with him, and he's got a new baby. It's the first time I actually seen him since the baby was born. So we chatted and talked a little while. He headed back in, ready for the show. We had a couple openers, and then Ross, we ended up in there talking to another couple sitting next to us and stuff. Had a great, amazing show. Wife drank a glass of $10 wine, like for like little tiny glass. Like it was like, holy shit, like they're making really good profit on that wine. Like it's probably a $12 bottle, and they're serving $10 glasses. So, and a plastic, like the clear solo cups, like the little short fat ones. So yeah, definitely they're making good money. But each their own, it is what it is. So they're like, I think it was $3 for a bottle of water. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Like I'll be fine. So kind of is what it is there. But show was great. Ross had a bunch of new jokes, a bunch of new stuff. A lot of it was baby heavy because of the new baby. That's how you talk about when you're a comedian. And had a good time. Put a few of his old classics. So we had a good, I guess, generalization of it. Like I said, his old stuff that he's been doing for quite a while. We had fun with it. On the way out, we stopped and talked to the opener, talked to her for a bit and whatnot, and then talked to Ross also, and had a good time with it. The middle, he had taken off, like he'd pieced out real early. He was by far the worst one of the three. He was not really my cup of tea when it comes to comedy, and his wife was up in the audience, and she was annoying at best. And then as they were getting ready, he went to get his stuff and get his recording equipment and all that kind of thing, and she was standing down stage right, and it was like hollering at him, like trying to get his attention, telling him to like hurry up. And I'm like, you realize the comedian, the headline, the one we paid to see, is up here on stage right now, and you're distracting at least half the room. So, but we had fun. We got to see Jack Bradshaw and his wife Naomi. Talked to them before the show a little bit, and whatnot. So had a good conversation there. It's always fun. Jack Bradshaw is the one of the directors for Real Radio. He's kind of probably the top dog, biggest guy at Real Radio in Orlando. That's local right here. So. But yeah, we had a good time with it. Got back home, walked around and stuff. On the way back, had a great time. Drove back, everything good. Got here, invited some of their friends over. They didn't come over afterwards. I said, hey, we're on our way home in case you guys are free. Feel free to swing back. And they said they got hung up somewhere else. They're not coming over tonight, which is fine. So got to the house. On the way back, I decided it was kind of, it drizzled and rained and stopped and rained and off and on. I get back home, and as we're getting close to it, I come off the interstate. Usually we turn east to go to my house. Instead, I turned west, and Karen was massively confused with why I was going west. And at the end of that road, it's basically a 4-lane divided interstate, or divided highway, that's basically a big open spot. It's just the road ends, turns into dirt. And I looked there and stuff, so I made a kind of slow creep around it, make sure the headlights didn't show any potholes or any debris in the road, and came to a stop, and I made sure the traction control was off, and basically the little power shift mechanism was on in the Lexus. And I did a couple of donuts out there, whipping a couple of left-hand donuts. And then as it came to kind of a stop, as I was getting there, I cranked the wheel back to the right and then kept it smoking the tires. As I then headed out, did like a 3/4 right-hand donut as I then took off down the road, ripping towards the underpass. And she was a lot scared, a lot excited, and just nervous and like, what the hell? Like, what the hell? And so didn't realize this is the first time in her life she's ever done donuts in a car. And I was like, oh, I did not know that. I probably should have gave you a heads up, but it is what it is. So she liked it. It was kind of scared a little bit. She's worried about hurting the car. I'm like, we got car money. We'll fix it. We'll pay to get it fixed if we blow something up, but it's all good. So had fun there. And I said, what I want for Christmas is I want you to learn how to do donuts. And she's like paranoid that she's going to like panic and just drive into a tree or something. I'm like, you won't. All you gotta do is listen to me. Worst case scenario, I'll put it neutral or shut the car off. Like, I can control this on the passenger seat. It's super simple. So she had me kind of go over what's required to do a donut. And I told her, I said, I'll take care of all the gears and the traction control, and I'll take care of all that shit. All you need to do is hold your left foot on the brake, hold your right foot on the floor. Just like, I want you to dent the fireball. I want you to like put a dent to the bottom of the car. Leave it there until I tell you to take your foot off. Wheels cranked all the way to the left, it'll just start spinning. I'll take out the brake, foot on the gas still, and it'll start going around in circles. Then you get dizzy, you let off the gas, it'll come to a stop, and you drive home. And she's like, oh, I don't think I can do it. So we had a good joke and laugh a bit. So got back to the house, got the dogs out, got them rotated because the one is aggressive, so she's not allowed to be around the other one. So got them rotated in and out, grabbed myself a cigar, headed out there and unwound as I just I can't go to bed right after I get home from driving. It makes me super nervous to get that sleepy while I'm driving. I still try and keep awake longer. I ended up having myself a little cigar. Like I said, rotated the dogs in and out a couple times, headed in. Wife was zonked out at this point. It's, I don't know, 2:30 in the morning. It's late. I'm up way too late at this point, but it is what it is. So I headed in, grab myself a few pretzels, and watch a little bit of Hulu, wrap it up, and call it a night. So that's all I got for right now. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe, wonderful day. Thanks for watching. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Holy crap, how did I forget this? Midday, my wife hollers at me, hey, I'm going across the street. There's a kid inside my dad's house. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, holy crap, our neighbor next to him has a nonverbal autistic, like 5-year-old. And apparently he had wandered over, and my father-in-law didn't have his door locked for whatever reason. And the kids opened the door up and came in and started looking at all his records and like wandered around the house. And that autism, they basically have no fear of like anything. They just like wander off. Like it's just they're just going, and they have no fear of danger or nothing. So my father-in-law, not being very agile, not able to walk the kid back or whatever, called Karen real quick. So I called a neighbor, and right as I realized what was going on, I realized the neighbor's kid, as it dawned on me what was happening and stuff. As she's heading over there, she's heading to our house, my father-in-law's house, as I'm heading out the door. And at that moment, the neighbor's coming out of her house. So I hung the phone up. I'm like, hey, missing a kid? She's like, what? She thought he went in the backyard. I'm like, no, he's in the house. She laughed. So Karen comes walking out with the kid, and then she asked him what the hell he was doing in there. And of course, nonverbal, doesn't respond and stuff. So we were kind of like, just a scary moment that had that panic of, oh shit, what's happening here? So, but it's literally, it's 12, 15 feet. Like it's right there. Like it's right there. So super kind of funny, but also kind of scary at the same time. So yeah, we started chatting a little bit, kept talking about how much fear it is with the autistics and the wanting just to wander off kind of thing, and got talking about getting the kids swimming lessons. I guess apparently neither one of our kids have had swimming lessons, and I'm like, figured out, if nothing else, we'll pay for them, like ourselves, because like it's needed down here in Florida. There's water everywhere, especially autistic kids. They're drawn to water on a heavy basis. We've had a few recently drowned like this year in Florida, and scared the crap out of me. So I'm like, I don't care, I'll pay it. Like, just find out what it is and get it figured out, get some classes, get that kid going in lessons. So, but anyway, yeah, that's all we got for now. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe, wonderful day. Thanks for watching again.